Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Monday. How we doing? This video will come out today because I made a video last week, and due to how fast the market's changing, the video is irrelevant, and I ended up not posting it. It was kind of about thinking that Bubble Mew is going to take off, and of course, you know, even after it just took off, so I was like, it's going to take off even more than this. And I'll dive into it a little bit today, but yeah, it was irrelevant. Because then it just kept going. Anyways, today we're going to do a market recap. Let's get right into it. First, we're going to do sealed products, and then we're going to move into singles. So a lot of hype going around the Mega Evolutions right now. Again, the set really doesn't have any business being where it was at $230 a box. Because you look at Journey Together. Journey Together is a $222, $223, I don't know, something like that. But $7 more than Journey Together. This box has a lot more to offer. So yeah, I'm not surprised it went up in price. When it does release, I think you can see some numbers around that, because everybody's going to be getting their product in, and markets are going to get flooded with it. Not really flooded with it, especially since this has been talked about being in a short print. But you may see some people. You got to remember that not a lot of people are investing the way that you are. That I am, right? We watch the market, we watch YouTube videos, we watch people that know distributors, we're ear to the ground kind of thing. A lot of people that are getting these boxes and then selling them day one, they are most likely just doing it because that's what they were told to do. Through a friend, through a family member, they're just flipping instantly, and they need the cash right then and there. So yeah. Keep that in mind. If you see this box go, 210, anywhere near 200, consider picking it up. Same with Destin Rivals. Destin Rivals we just haven't really seen much of the products hit stores again, so it's continuing to rise. Moving on. Black Bolts and White Flare, both around $82. You know what is also around $80 right now? Journey Together ETBs. So if you had a pick at $80, which one you'd be picking up, I can guarantee you that nobody in the comment section is going to say they'd be picking up Journey Together. And if you are one of those people saying you pick it up, I'd say keep watching my videos. We'll try to fix that. But yeah, no, seriously, these boxes are probably they're probably reaching their floor. We're seeing that with the graph even. We talked about this. Once they hit that $80 mark, you're more so looking at that floor. So anyways, if you're part of the MSRP gang, this is probably your flagship right here. The Prismatic Evolutions ETB has been printed quite a bit now, and it's continuing to drop. But at the same time, you gotta remember that it's still 2 times MSRP. 2 times. So when people are saying the market's crashing or anything like that, you gotta remember, when's the last time you saw a Prismatic ETB box in the store? Unless you're waking up early, calling in on your off days, after you drop off the kids at school, what are you doing? Are you seeing this box? Most likely not. It's still 2 times MSRP, still in print. Yeah, Pokemon's still doing fine. I don't know who's telling everybody, it's crashing. By which way, I'll probably make a, post or title that the market's crashing, because people for some reason want that. In terms of that's what gets views. So yeah, don't be surprised. Anyways, moving on. Super premium collection still doing well. I think it's coming up. But I still know these are getting printed. I follow this guy on Facebook, and he's a scalper. But I like to follow his post or his market, because he pretty much just opens the Target bag and then takes a picture of what he has inside his car, and that kind of just lets me know like what Target is stocking, in my local area at least. So but he did post some of these, and these are still going up in price, and then they dropped down to like $200. Yeah, 200, and now they're back up at 220. So keep that in mind. It is a super premium collection, and we'll talk about some of the other super premium, ultra premium collections that are, staples, right? This is at 800. Now, this one was really hard to get, the ultra premium collection for celebrations, but yeah, I mean, this one was, 200 or 220 for a while, and then now it's, $800. So yeah, Fusion Strike about to hit $1,000. That's crazy. But yeah, it makes sense. Definitely makes sense. I do believe Lost Origin is going to close that gap pretty quickly. I do. I think Lost Origin is closer to Fusion than a lot of people think. I'm pretty high on Lost Origin. If I was going to be picking up one of these boxes right now, I would be picking up Lost Origin. But yeah, Surging Sparks, I get asked a lot of questions about this. You know what? Look, I mean, I go to my Kroger, and it was funny. Someone put a comment last time, and they were asking, would you invest in a Surging Sparks booster box? The quick answer is yes. Especially, again, we kind of talked about Journey Together being what, $220 a booster box right now, and Surging is at $234. But the only thing I could get from my my Pokemon Center machine was Surging Sparks. I did luck out. I actually did luck out and get a 151 booster bundle. So that was cool. But yeah, I think Surging Sparks is a decent pickup, especially if you can get it sub 210, something like that, at a card show, your local card shop, or, Facebook. Moving on. Destined Rivals Pokemon Center ETB. I still think it's a great pickup. It's, in my opinion, one of the coolest ETB boxes that I've seen. Now, there have been some cool ones, but I don't remember any of them ever having a trainer on them. So, especially Giovanni with Mewtwo. So, I think that's really cool. The color scheme, I love black and red. So, yeah, it just screams Team Rocket. And if you know anything about Team Rocket stuff, it just does well over time. So, yeah. Moving on. The Victini box, I don't think this is a bad pickup. I would just recommend just picking up the promo itself. But that's probably the only difference. These typically tend to do well. People were saying, is this the next Kingdra and Greninja? No, it's not. Which are two cards that are also doing extremely well as of the last 24 hours. I think Kingdra is $70 now, which is cool to see because I've always thought the Kingdra card is better than the Greninja. And that's not to say the Greninja one's bad. I really like the Greninja one as well. But the Kingdra is inching away, I think, by like a $15 spread. Now, it will correct. But yeah, I think both cards saw a surge of this because they're kind of linked. People kind of see them as a duo in a weird way. But it's because they came out together and they were side by side when they were kind of being sold. So anyways, still, look, just because I'm not talking about 151 doesn't mean it's not the thing to be picking up right now, okay? If you see 151 product and you can get a deal on 151 product, this is the easiest and most obvious play. And in Pokemon investing right now, I think I feel bad because I don't talk about it as much as I should. But yeah, once it's out of print, this is going to be a set that's extremely remembered and sought after. So don't make things complicated. If you can get this Blooming Waters at $100, just remember these packs are going to be probably $20 packs in a year, like after it's out of print. Not even joking. Like they'll probably go up to $20 packs. So you say what? How many come in this? 12, right? Was it 12? And then 20. So you're looking at oh God, you guys are going to check my math. 240. So if you're picking up at $100 and you can sell them at 240, and let's just say you want to move it quickly and you sell it at 200. Okay. Well, you just made $100 in basically 1 year. So, I mean, it's a super simple pickup if that's what you want to do. I think that's going to do extremely well long-term as well. So yeah, again, I don't spend too much time on it, but you do know that it's a good pickup. All right, moving on. I think my internet's going to be a little bit slow here today. So I'll move over to singles while it's loading. I don't know. My internet is been so slow. Here it goes. All right, so we'll still finish out sealed first. But yeah, you're seeing your sword and shield products still going up. You have your flagship staple product in Evolving Skies. When you see Evolving Skies go up, assume that, Fusion Strike and Lost Origin are going to move up, and then the other products are going to move up as well. The product that I haven't seen that move up yet from this wave is Crown Zenith. I think Crown Zenith is the next one to move. And yeah, if you could pick some up, that'd be great. I do think it's going to move pretty quick. And yeah. And then I think it'll go on to SV Era. And then after SV Era, you're going to see the other products like Team Up and all those move again. XY, they're all going to move. And then you go back into this cycle, and then it just continues to cycle. But yeah, so you're going to see all these others move as well. Brilliant Stars, another one. Because Brilliant Star was $398. Now it's probably $450. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Down here. Yeah, $450. Brilliant Stars. It dropped down to sub $400. Silver Tempest, $400 box now. So yeah, everything's moving. Paldea probably see, another little jump. People were freaking out about the reprint. And here's the thing about that stuff. If you are in the market and you are paying attention to this stuff, which a lot of these PokeTubers are, I don't know why they really, and maybe it's to create FOMO and get a lot of views. I can see that. But just keep in mind who you're watching. The market has changed, The market has changed drastically. Like, a reprint isn't going to kill a product now. And yeah, I mean, it's already bouncing back, and it's going to go higher than it did before. So if you were somebody who sold, Paldea when some of these streamers or YouTubers were saying to sell, you got to be aware that, I don't know. I don't know. They should have known that it's going to be fine. Also, what I would recommend to you guys, as a little side tangent here, if you are watching a streamer, say you like me, for example, I try to be as unbiased as possible, but I definitely have my biases. Try to find the opposite person of me. You know what I mean? When you're watching streams, that way you have both sides of the argument. If I'm saying I think the market's doing really well, which I do, try to find, someone who's saying it's doing bad. And maybe that's why there are streamers who are just saying it's bad, right? Because maybe that logic is instilled in human nature just to have, the angel and the devil kind of thing, where it's, devil's advocate. But yeah, I think that's the healthiest way to go about your hobby or your investment or your collection. Just have multiple points of view. And yeah, I know there was a YouTuber who recently said he sold his collection, and it was like it was a troll. But I think you got to be really aware that your audience, especially at that stage where you have a larger audience. I think a few people sold in the comments as well, because they saw that he did that. Yeah, you can't play with fire like that, I don't think. I think that was irresponsible. But hey, again, do what you will with your money. Again, this is just it. I don't recommend coming in this with your paycheck. This is kind of just side money for me. And definitely don't put your life on the line, the house or anything like that. Make sure this is money that you're comfortable spending and losing. You know what I mean? So anyways, that was a tangent. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. But yeah, moving on. I do think something worth picking up right now, if you do see it at even market, I think is Paldea and Fates. Booster bundles is a good one, I think, because I don't think they've caught up to the recent Bubble Mew hype. Bubble Mew's taking off. I think it may run to be like the set mascot or the era mascot. So yeah, I think it's going to continue to rise. Moving on from that, I think that's a good pickup. What else? What else we got? I still think the ultra premiums are always worth picking up. I mean, look at these. These were $90 on shelves. The Lost Origin Charizard and the 151 Mew. I mean, look at this. $454 down, $356. I've been talking about these for a while. You guys know that. Great pickups. Eventually, we're going to be talking about the super premium collection, similar way. But yeah, or my gosh, prismatic super premium collection. Eventually, not yet quite, but we'll get there. Let's see, anything else? What else we got? Celebrations, I think it's kind of slowing down a little bit, but just keep in mind the minute they announce, 30th, don't be surprised if this goes up again, So again, I don't have any of this product. I'm not necessarily investing in this product. I think there's better options. Some of which we mentioned today, things that I'll be looking out for, but yeah. Other than that, not seeing too many big plays. Yeah, let's get into singles here. All right. Singles, Bubble Mew doing what it does, it has just been on an absolute tear and people are loving it. Yeah, it's a very unique card and I think it's going to do extremely well, for the SV era. So yeah, I don't really see it stopping. I really don't. Again, I was going to put a video out when it was like 400 and say like it could run to 5 pretty quick. And yeah, it's 554. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where it stops. I mean, it's gonna correct at some point, but it could well be, the SV era card. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. That's kind of my take. I know when we look at the SV era, if you think of a mascot or a mascot card for it, I think a lot of people would probably say the Umbreon EX. I think it's gonna be Bubble Mew. So I don't know. See what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm kind of like balancing which one of these two cards I want to pick up. But I think this closes the gap really quick here soon. So yeah, it'll be fun to see. Hopefully not too soon because I want to pick it up at some point somehow. Moving on. Umbreon still continuing to fall, which is also helping that gap closure that I mentioned. But how far can it fall? That's a real question. I don't think this is a sub $500 card. So, I mean, if it's at $500, I'm going to pick it up. It's at $859 and you're saying, well, no, duh, it's not a $500 card. Well, people were buying it at $1,500. So cool your jets. People thought it was that. All right. That's all I'm saying. And the graph is pretty indicative that it wants to go lower. So how low can it go? I think it settles around 750, 700. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how these reprints really do affect it. But yeah, moving on. Victini, I think this is a fine card to pick up. If you want to pick it up sub $10, it's a cool card. For some reason, this reminds me of Namek. If it's to my older crowd, if you ever watched Dragon Ball Z and the planet Namek, it was like the Frieza saga. I don't know. This reminds me of it. It makes me like the card a little bit more than I think I normally would. But yeah, moving on. Oh, people actually talked about this being the next Kingdra, or it's probably not even on this page. Greninja? I don't think so. Actually, I want to say it's not. So yeah, this Kingdra I actually liked a lot more than the Greninja. So I'm happy to see it taking off. Now this is going to get corrected for sure. This is an extreme price jump. The art is amazing. I do love this card, but $70 for that card is a bit high right now. maybe it's not. I don't know, but I feel like there's if you have $70, I would be picking up other cards. This Mew being one, and there's a lot of other options at that price range, and other plays. But I do love that this card is surpassing the Greninja again. I love the Greninja. Okay, I think it's a great art. If you have it, don't think I'm attacking your card. I think they're both great. And you should see the Greninja go up as well. We'll check it here in a second because these cards are kind of linked together based on when they were released. But yeah, Seismitoad coming down. Hopefully you guys listened when I said don't pick it up at 250. A lot of people were saying it's a $500 card. No, it's not. Just relax. A lot of those times, those prices are going to correct. I saw a bunch of polls. Which would you rather have? It's cool that they actually lined up like this. Which would you rather have? I would rather have the Magikarp all day. I'd rather have 3/4 of this Magikarp than this whole Seismitoad. That's not true, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. Pikachu kind of coming back down from that little hype train that it went on, but still, this card was. I mean, you get this out of 1 out of every 4 packs, so still pretty popular card. So. Cool to see the Mew taking off. We already talked about this. There's no surprise. I don't know why the graph's all messed up, but yeah. I still think this is a $100 card here very soon. So I still think you're picking it up at a good price at 50. Moving on, still have the Umbreon, the Sword and Shield mascot card here. At 14 or 1350, still holding strong there. Kind of found its place, but yeah, seeing it drop actually. So, I've been watching it more in a 10. I think that's why I'm kind of not paying attention to it. But I've been watching this card in a 10. It's still going up, so it's interesting. That the 10 is going up and then the raw is going down. Snorlax actually went up to $20. $20. This is crazy. And this isn't the stamped one either. So I do expect a price correction on this. Do not be surprised about that. But yeah, that is a big jump in price for that one. Doubled basically overnight. And let's see, Lugia V. Oh man, I've been talking about this card. But slowing down the purchase rate, so we are probably going to level out and then see a correction in price, but not too much. I think this card is worth the new price sticker that we're going to balance out at. What else is moving? Greninja Gold Star is moving again. Again, a lot of people, I've talked about this a lot before. This card is a good card in terms of that it's not like a reprint. This is the first Greninja Gold Star. So yeah, it's a gold star. You know what I mean? That's why I think a lot of people are kind of coming to terms with the price and understanding it. So yeah, it was easy to get at the time, but now it's tough, especially with people getting into gold star collections and everything like that. Yeah, if you're gonna have it, you gotta have this in it. So Mewtwo. Looking over the city, we actually talked about this, I think, last stream. I want to say last stream or the one before it, that this card would do well. And, luckily it's going up. It had a nice little jump here. And, yeah, that whole set with Mewtwo and Mew are all part of that Ultra Premium collection. So, no surprise there. That'll also be going up. And let's go on to the second page here. Not Greninja, Gengar. Sorry. I think I saw Greninja. I was looking, kind of bouncing out. So what are we sitting at now? $619, man. Did nobody even want Infusion Strike back then? That's crazy. That's so crazy. So just keep that in mind, These sets that people say like, oh, no one's going to want it. It's going to sit on shelves. I mean, this was Fusion Strike. Nobody wanted Fusion Strike. And now you got a card in it that's $620. All right, moving on. Blastoise hitting $70. What is Venusaur at? $66. So Blastoise retook the lead. Again, I think Blastoise is my favorite Pokemon Oh, okay, I got a few. I got Blastoise, Lugia, Mewtwo, Charmeleon. I mean, kind of, yeah. As my favorite Pokemon, but yeah, man, this Venusaur is just better. You know, I'm still surprised that it's not number 2, but I was blocking it with my camera. This Venusaur, my opinion, should be worth more than the Blastoise, but you know, Blastoise gang, we represent. You know, still gonna uphold that price. Charizard still, actually, is Charizard going up? Let me see. I can't even think. Yeah, it is going up. Yeah, because it went up about $10. Huh. Well, I've been talking about it. You know, I'm not saying that's why it went up, but I'm saying you guys know that I'm a fan of this card, and yeah, I'm not surprised. But yeah, Greninja also kind of taking that uptick. I do think it's because those cards are linked. So anytime you see the Greninja go up in price, you're probably going to see the Kingdra go up in the same regard here in the future. And what do we got now? This card is now a $50 card. So yeah, don't shy away. I hope you guys didn't shy away from picking these cards up. Moltres, Stained Glass Birds kind of picking back up, right? We saw it drop down to 85 after that price correction. Now we're creeping back up, guys. So yeah, and right about now is when you should start seeing those people that submitted their PSAs come in. So it would not be a bad time to go out and kind of look for PSA 10 birds. And because I think the market is going to be a little bit more saturated than usual, just because I think a lot of people submitted their cards at the same time, especially when this one blew up. So yeah, be on the lookout for some good deals on that. I'm going to be doing that because I want this card really bad. So yeah, unless you're in the same town or city as me, please ignore what I just said. Don't be taking my good deals. Okay. And we'll go to another page here. Oh yes, the Whale Lord spike. People are saying this is one buyer, 338 purchases of the Whale Lord. I love the Whale Lord card. I love it. I think it's a cool card. Did it deserve the what is that, $9 spike? I mean, the market says no, you know, based on how it's going. But I think it's a cool card. I don't think this card really was a $10 card, which is where it was heading. So I think somebody, you know, recognized that and they said, you know what, I'm going to pick it up and eventually it'll be worth more. And I think that's not a terrible investment. If you were picking them up at the bottom and, you know, it's going to go hopefully up from here. So yeah, I do like the Whale Lord card. For $20, I'd wait. That price correction is probably still going to correct a little bit. You probably pick it up for 15, 14 here in the future. So yeah, keep that in mind. These Victini cards still kind of dropping in price. I think it'll take a while till we really truly find a new price medium for these cards, because it's hard to tell what they're worth. But yeah, that's my opinion. And what else? Anything else standing out? Oh, I love this one. Because this one was funny. Someone asked in one of my comments, they were like, you have the Moltres, Team Rocket's Moltres above Gardevoir for the Paldean Fates. And I was like, yeah, I think this card's sick. Like it's so much motion. Like it just seems like he's up on a tower and a skyline, and this guy's Pokemon is just coming to him. Like imagine like a Team Rocket scene right here. You're in the city, you're on the streets, you're just one of the trainers, and then you look up at this tower, and this tower's just got this flaming bird flying around. That feels like Team Rocket. You know what I mean? And I feel like this card gives that. That's why I like this card so much. But yeah, this price spike is no joke. It's $40. So, almost 50 now. But yeah, so, you know, it all comes down to kind of like preference, right? Like what I would do if you're a new collector and you're like, I don't know what art is good, I would just go on a crash course. I would go to Collector or go to something and just go through every set. It may take you a while. Actually, just go and create like a new profile and say like what cards you want and go from every single set. Start start at the bottom, go all the way up, and then you'll have looked at every card and you'll have a good idea of what you like. And then also you can see, are you typically enjoying cards that are worth more in that set, or are you kind of all over the place? And if you're all over the place, then maybe, that's okay, because you could get cards at a discount and, you're going to collect what you want. But if you're trying to invest, maybe listen to other people. But if you're somebody who is going in and seeing that, oh, every card that I'm liking is kind of already, priced at the top, or it's one of the chase cards, well, then you probably have a good idea of what a chase card is going to be, and then just trust your gut in the future, So like for me, I like this card. It doesn't surprise me that it's going up in value, because it's a cool card. It already has a story to it. It feels very Team Rocket-y, So anyways, that's just my thought process on it. Anything else standing out? Nothing too much. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, what did you guys pick up? Oh, this is the Gardevoir I was talking about. What have you guys picked up in the recent days? What are you excited for? And yeah, let me know. What does this card jump to? What are we at now? 436. Goodness. All right. Anyways, I got a few more videos to make because I have a few more ideas, and I'll get this one out here in a few minutes. And yeah, let me know. Keep me entertained today, guys. Put some comments in. Ask me some questions. Maybe I'm even making the next video based on your question. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. Peace out. Happy collecting. Later.